For many people, intelligence has always felt like a compass, pointing toward achievement. Teachers praised sharp minds, classmates assumed future success, and society made it seem as if a high level of thinking automatically paved a smoother road. But there is an unspoken truth hidden behind that expectation. A powerful mind can just as easily become a maze. The very trait meant to guide progress can quietly turn into the reason dreams stay trapped on paper instead of becoming something real. Some people grow up with the belief that clarity will arrive before action. Plans are drawn, revised, refined, and polished countless times. Ideas become intricate structures that live in notebooks, on whiteboards, or mental storage, beautiful and detailed, yet untouched by the real world. Meanwhile, others launch messy first attempts, learn on the way, fall, get back up, adjust, and advance. Their results aren't born from superior intelligence, but from a willingness to act before everything is perfect. The mind can generate endless possibilities, but also endless hesitations. When a new project calls, the inner voice often responds with a barrage of questions. Is this the right time? Is this the best method? What if it fails? What if a better idea appears later? And so the mind becomes loud, busy, and crowded while hands stay still. Analysis grows into a sanctuary where everything feels safe and controlled. But outside that sanctuary, life keeps moving. There's a peculiar comfort in preparation. It feels productive. It feels sophisticated. It feels responsible. But there is a fine line between preparation and disguised avoidance, and many cross that line without even noticing. Days turn into weeks, then into years, until the unfinished project becomes a quiet weight resting in the background of life. Perfectionism deepens the trap. When cleverness becomes a core part of identity, mistakes start to feel like personal threats instead of natural steps. Releasing imperfect work can seem almost dangerous. An unpolished idea might invite criticism, and criticism feels like an attack on intellect, not merely on effort. So drafts remain unpublished. Concepts remain untested. Creativity remains concealed, waiting for the impossible moment when perfection finally arrives. But perfection never walks through the door. Instead, progress belongs to those who dare to be beginners, to those who treat imperfection as a companion rather than a danger. Their work evolves because it enters the world. Their confidence grows because they practice. Their opportunities expand because they participate, not just observe. Modern life adds an ironic twist. Traditional intelligence often excels in structured environments, classrooms, exams, predictable systems. But real-world success relies on something softer and far more unpredictable. Navigating emotions, understanding people, building relationships, seeking help when needed, cooperating, communicating openly. A person who can solve complex equations may still struggle to ask for guidance. A brilliant thinker may freeze in an uncomfortable conversation. A talented analyst may completely overlook the power of a simple, warm human connection. And this matters. In every field, progress is built through interaction, collaboration, shared ideas, encouragement, feedback. Achievement rarely happens in isolation. Many brilliant minds underestimate the influence of empathy, patience, conversation, trust. Hours may be spent improving skills or knowledge, yet no energy is given to developing the interpersonal foundation that actually moves ideas forward. There's also the challenge of developing discipline. For some, school demanded little effort. Good results came naturally, so habits of persistence never needed to form. Later in life, when tasks become more complex and long-term, relying on raw talent is no longer enough. Success starts to depend on consistency, not brilliance, on steady, repeated action rather than sudden bursts of insight. And without that muscle built early, sustained effort can feel foreign or even overwhelming. It's common for highly knowledgeable individuals to get lost in their own understanding. Too much information can create a storm of conflicting options. The mind, capable of seeing countless variables and potential scenarios, begins to weigh every path, every consequence, every detail. What once seemed simple transforms into a sprawling decision tree. The result is paralysis, not from lack of intelligence, but from excess of it. To escape this cycle, complexity must give way to simplicity. Action must become lighter, smaller, almost deceptively easy. A single sentence drafted, a short message sent, a 10-minute session dedicated to a skill. These actions may feel insignificant, but they carry immense power. They build momentum. They quiet the inner critic. They create a rhythm that the mind starts to trust. Slowly, progress becomes something natural rather than forced. A 30-day experiment can shift an entire mindset. Not a plan for 30 days, an actual experiment. Pick one pursuit, one dream, one quiet intention that has been waiting patiently in the background. Commit to touching it every day, even if only briefly. No pursuit of perfection, no elaborate system, no pressure to impress, just gentle, consistent movement. The goal is not mastery, but transformation, showing the mind that progress can unfold through imperfect steps. With each passing day, the resistance weakens. The fear of flaws diminishes. The habit strengthens. The project begins to take shape. And then something remarkable happens. Confidence emerges. Not the fragile confidence that depends on talent, but the durable kind that grows from repeated action. Momentum becomes the new normal. Intelligence was never the enemy, only the way it was used. A brilliant mind can overcomplicate life, or it can illuminate the path forward. It can trap potential inside endless thoughts, or it can fuel the courage needed to begin. Clarity doesn't appear before movement. It appears because of movement. And the moment motion begins, possibility expands in ways planning alone could never accomplish. For anyone longing to break free from overthinking, from perfectionism, from the endless cycle of preparation, the turning point is always the same: letting go of the need to be flawless and embracing the power of simply starting. The world doesn't reward those who think the most. It rewards those who dare to take the first step. And once the first step is taken, the second becomes easier, then the third, until the path becomes not only visible, but inviting. The mind that once created barriers can also create breakthroughs. It can be trained to focus on progress, not prediction. It can learn to trust action over speculation. It can transform from a fortress of hesitation into a wellspring of possibility. All it takes is one decision, to begin before certainty arrives. And if this message resonated, if it sparked even the smallest sense of movement or hope, feel free to subscribe, like, or share your thoughts below. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps these messages alive. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep moving forward.